Okay, I think we're recording now. Awesome. Hello, guys. Let me start sharing. All right, so as you remember what we were working on last week, I'm just opening up my emulator right now so we can show it up on the screen. But what we did last week is we kind of took the app that we finished up our app for the little chat app and started working on an app for shopping, right? So this is like a shopping list app that you and your family can all have on your phone. I think my emulator open, so you should be able to see it now. There you go. Right, we have our shopping app that's supposed to display all of the items that you want to buy. So I have actually filled mine with a couple test items. So if you see some random words here, that's just because I was just spamming random stuff into my phone for testing purposes, right? But basically, you have your shopping app. You can click the plus button, which will take you to a new screen, hopefully. The emulator is quite slow. There you go. Bam. Right, and on this new screen, you can go ahead and add any item. So for instance, I want to buy cookies from the cookie store, and I want to buy them. They're probably going to be like $8. All right, and then I'm going to click add to list. All right, I think I did something with my code. Hold up. That's interesting. All right. No, yeah. Okay. See, everything showed up. I think it's just some residual stuff. Yeah, I don't see anything else. All right. You can see here now on the bottom, it didn't update, but it should have updated. All right. Basically, all right, we have our full list of items here, and you'll notice it doesn't look amazing right now, right? Because for every single item, we made a dictionary. If you remember, if I go to my other screen, let's take a look at the code. We made it so that whenever you add an item, you have a list of dictionaries, right, or of like items, and each item has a value for name, a value for store, and a value for price. All right, and on this screen, when we go back here, oh wait, this is no, we're good. On this screen here, give it a sec.
So while that's loading, I'm just thinking like, okay, you guys are kids, right? You probably don't do shopping, but think, I want to encourage you to think how you can use this app for something else. What is the closest thing you can use using this app? Yeah, Asif?
You can use it for telling your mom what to buy or your dad.
Yeah, you can do that. You can make your own kind of wishes, shopping list, so that your parents know what you want from when they go to the store. Yes, Ari?
Or if you have like a team or something, maybe you can give the plans or.
Okay, yeah, but can you use it? Can you convert it to do the Adil, were you saying something? Sorry.
A to-do list.
To-do list, exactly. That's what I was going to say, right? If you just change the name from shopping app to to-do list, it's a list, right? So anything that requires to store a list, this is where you can use this app, right? So you can modify it. You can modify the front end, but it's pretty much the same functionality. Once you bought the list, you're scratching it off your list. Once you've done the task, you're scratching it off your list, right? So there you go, and that's the kind of thinking I want to encourage in you guys to actually boost your creativity, right? So just because it's a shopping list doesn't mean it has to stay a shopping list, right? Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to use things in unconventional ways, right? So, and that's a big secret behind all that's being entrepreneur ideas, right? Entrepreneurial ideas out there, right? Because they see the regular things and they can come up with creative ways of using or reutilizing them. Okay, so just wanted to make sure you guys understand that. Yes, Eric.
Why does it say it can't find the component list view? Like the list view one. It's not renamed, but
I'm not sure. I was actually getting the same error earlier, but I don't see where it's coming from. Let me just try to redo this. Let me try this. Not emulator. No, stop. All right. Yeah, but I'll just talk about what we're going to add in today. So first thing that you guys noticed, right, when it actually lists out the items, it shows everything about the item, right? So it shows, like on my phone, right? I don't know if I can let you guys see that. Okay, you can't see it. Well, you can kind of see it, but basically, there's a lot of items there, right? There's like, for every single item, it shows you name, colon, cheese, price, colon, 5, store, colon, Safeway, all inside curly braces, right? Which makes everything really hard to read for you. Yeah, Asya, do you have a question?
Mine doesn't list anything.
Yours doesn't list. Did you add anything to the list?
I add the item, but it didn't show it.
It didn't show it. Let me try something. Yeah, it still says can't find component list view. Okay, we're gonna try one more thing that hopefully will fix that in a sec. All right.
Actually, team, can you show kids how you debug the problem? So when you face issues like this, guys, this is absolutely normal in programming and coding world. You just need to learn how to debug it. Okay. So the first thing all the coders and programmers do, the error message that they get, they just copy paste it to Google and Google it. Okay. So that's Google is literally the best friend of the coders and programmers. Okay, so Tim, can you maybe show on your screen and actually debug this issue? So this will be a good lesson for kids how to actually debug their own errors when they get them. Because many programmers that from my own experience, what I see, they're afraid of errors. The one error pops up and they're like, oh my God, my program doesn't work, I'm stuck. Okay, no, the program tells you what's wrong, what it cannot do. So this one, what kind of an error message it gives you, Tim?
It says it can't find component list view.
Component list view, right?
Let's talk about this. So the only times that we try to find component list view are right here and right here, right? So theoretically, if these aren't here, this error should go away, but we kind of need these here. So I'm assuming the main thing that's probably happening is these pieces of code are being run before the entire screen has actually appeared. So one thing that we could do is potentially up here in our screen one.initialize, before getting the value, we could try to like find the list view.
Or at least initialize it, right?
And set it to be blank. No, you don't have to manually initialize.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna try to set it to a blank view, right, before it gets the value and does this. So that way at least it has to try to find it.
What do you want to connect?
We'll see. I accidentally disconnected. We'll see if this works. I'm not sure, but basically, even with this error, it still is technically working. Like literally everything that we wanted.
But I think you're right. I think you're right. That's exactly what's happening.
That list view.element.
Okay, so once again, I'm on this screen. If I click the back button.
No, see, here's what it's showing.
Okay, let me try to add a new item. If I add a muffin from Safeway for $12. Yeah, it says cannot find component list view again.
Wait, stay there. Note, you will not see another error reported. Okay. Cannot find the component list view. Can you Google that, buddy?
What is what is that gonna give me?
Just Google cannot find component list view, MIT App Inventor. You just want to give the kids a little lesson on debugging because this is very important. I see many programmers who has the same fear, right? Yeah.
Oh, see, look.
Mhm.
Okay, oops, no.
So guys, what you're witnessing now is the real work in progress that all the coders go through once they find the error, right?
This is a background color as long as it doesn't happen again. Too creepy.
So the block that opens screen 2 to splash the do in screen 1. Okay, where's the solution? And
This is the solution.
that's a question. Oh yeah, that's a solution, right? The block.
Yeah, this is not very helpful.
Okay.
Okay, just let's just keep going with this.
Yeah.
It's fine. Well, okay, we'll try to do some other stuff, but it looks like this error is just it like being confused off the bat, like right away. Oh, okay, wait. Let me try something else actually. Instead of close screen, let's set this to open screen. Screen 1. The error only happens when you add a new item.
When you add a new item. So are you appending the list? What's your function that does that?
Here, this is just adding it to the
Mhm.
to the database.
Right. Appending tag shopping.
Everything
list.
still works. Okay, anyway, let's just keep going. If the error persists, we'll see. But right now, it's not actually hindering functionality at all. Like it just pops up, and then everything does what it's supposed to. It's fine. All right. So guys, let's keep going. So the first change that I want to implement, all right, is like I said, when you look at the lists of all the shopping things, right, on your phone, or if you saw mine, you can see, right, it's very unformatted. So it gives you like the name, cheese, price, 5, store, Safeway, right, which makes it so that you have to kind of read it, and it doesn't look very nice. So let's quickly talk about what kind of information do we want to actually show up on this front screen that you can like see right off the bat. Does anybody have any ideas?
Nutella.
You want to see Nutella? Yeah, Aisha?
The name of the item.
Yeah, we want to see the name of the item at the front, right? Then
Maybe.
afterwards, what we could do is we could implement some kind of system. So it's like if you press on the item and click like a button, then maybe it will tell you where you can get it, right? And then later, what we could also do is we could implement a little like label at the bottom that would say something like total price is however much like the total price of all your groceries together is, right? That could be something that your like parents could get a little price estimate for how much they think they're going to be about to spend at the grocery store. So it's not a surprise when they go and scan everything. All right.
Okay, Tim.
Mhm.
Can you add initialize global list of items to create that empty list? Can you actually initialize it at the top before you even? No, like
What do you want to initialize?
yeah, there is initialize command, right? Yeah, use that one.
How does that help?
So what are you calling your list of items? Shopping list? Yeah. So
I don't know what this does. Anyway, no, let's just keep going. I read it.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today to convert all of that information and only display the names of the items. That's the first step we're going to do. We're also going to convert and only have the prices somewhere else, right? So that we're capable of taking all the prices and like adding them up together. All right. But for starters, let's just go ahead and get a way to convert that list of items that we have into a new list of just the item names. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just cleaning up our code a little bit. So for instance, right here where we say get value, instead of get value, what we're going to do is we're going to make a variable. All right. So let's go variable, initialize global variable. All right. We're going to set this global variable to be item list. All right, and we're going to initialize it by default to an empty list. Okay, this is just going to let us have a variable that we can use instead of always just getting value here. All right, so then the next step that I want to add here is instead of just getting value like this, all right, let's go ahead here and make it so that you're actually setting the item list variable to the value here that you get from this. All right, and you want to do this on both sides here. And we might actually turn this into a method in a second. All right, so as you remember, when we were making our chat app, instead of having two if statements like this, right, we had one method that we had together in both places. Okay, and then the second part here, for now, actually just drag this out because we're not gonna be using that for a second. All right, you can, or actually, just a better idea, just right click on it and say disable block. That way it doesn't actually do anything yet. All right, and for now, let's work on creating a little bit of a method for us that's going to allow us to take the list of all of the items in their raw format, right? So a list with dictionaries inside of it, and we're going to replace it with a new list, or we're going to take the information from there and convert it into a new list that's only going to have the names of the items. All right. For this, we're actually going to take at something that we take a look at something that we haven't really used before, right? And that's going to be called loops. All right. So you guys might have heard of loops before in your programming experience or just in the world in general, right? Loops basically allow you to take code and repeat it a set amount of times, right? Or an infinite amount of times, depending on what you're trying to do. All right. And then with those loops, right, they're going to go a certain amount of times and just run all of the code inside. And depending on how you write the loop, the code inside can also actually adapt. All right.
Okay, let's get their feedback. Guys, give us yes if you understand the concept of loops, and give us no if you need a refresher or need.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so let's see. Jaden says yes, Eric says yes, Adil says yes, good. Kind of, Azima says kind of, okay. Gabe, H means what? Is H next to Y? Yeah, maybe he just missed the finger. Okay. Okay, so yeah, looks like everyone except Azima, right, understands it. So Azima, loops is a programming concept where you just imagine two people, one just counts from 1 to 10, and while one counts from 1 to 10, with each count 1, and another person just goes and does a lap on a stadium, right? Then another person, the first person says 2. That the running person goes and does another lap on the stadium, right? This counting person says 3, and this person does another lap, another run in the stadium, right? So the idea of loops is that you have a counter, and with each count, something happens. So, but this counter is like a little motor that makes things happen, right? And when you put that same thing in the loop, you can do the same thing over and over again until you run out of the count. Okay, Zima, can you unmute your microphone, please?
Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah, does it make sense? So if you want to do the same thing 1,000 times, it doesn't make sense to write a code, same line of code 1,000 times. So all you need is just to set up something that counts for 1,000 times, and just say, okay, until this counter counts, just keep doing this piece of code, okay?
Okay.
So that's what the loop is basically, and that's why it's called loop, because you just repeat the same piece of code for as many times as you set up a counter flows. So the loop, all the loops have, all the counter loops have two components. One, they have the counter. Two, they have the code that's supposed to execute while the counter counts. Okay. So yeah, go ahead, Tim.
All right. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to find a way to make a loop that's going to go through our list of all of the items in our shopping list, right? And then take them and convert it into a new list that only has the names. So we can just display that list of names instead of all of the information about it, right? Because a lot of this information, and especially the way it's formatted, is not very nice for users to look at. All right. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to start by creating a procedure. All right. So we're going to go procedure. And we are going to, there's two different procedure types that we can make. And both will technically have work depending on which one we want to go with. I think for the sake of just teaching you how to use the second procedure method, right, we're gonna pick this second purple option here. All right. And we're gonna drag that out here onto our screen. All right, so you'll notice this one looks a little bit different from how our other code looked. Sorry, here you go. Actually, wait, no, wait. We're gonna let's swap back over to the other one. Go back to procedures. Grab the first one here. All right. This will actually work better for this application. Okay. So procedure one, and you got to make sure it says do. All right, not result. All right, and then what we're gonna do is in here we're gonna make all of the logic for taking the information from our shopping list and converting it into a new type of list. All right, so let's talk about how we can actually write this loop that we're going to be putting in here. Now, MIT App Inventor makes this actually quite easy for us to do. All we need to do is go under Control, and basically all of these options that you see here that say for, all right, these are loops. All right, these three right here, and this one here that says while test, this is also a loop, but it's a different type of loop that we may talk about later. All right, but for now, we're going to be using one of these for loops. All right, so you'll notice if you kind of look around at these, you can kind of try to determine what they do. So for instance, this first one says for each number from 1 to 5, and then incrementing by 1. So this is basically saying do a loop, right, and make that loop run as long as your number is in between 1 to 5, right, and then make that number increase by 1 every time. Right. So when you run this loop, kind of like in Arada's example, right, with the guy counting as somebody runs around the stadium, right, the guy's going to start counting at 1. He's going to increase by 1, and he's going to count all the way up to 5. And then after 5, the loop stops. All right, because he already reached 5, he's just going to stop counting. All right. But for our application, we actually have a list that we want to be iterating through. All right. So you see here for each item in list. So what this will do is it'll basically loop for the duration of how long your list is, right? And at some point, it will be on every single element of your list. Now, also a convenient thing about these for loops is they will actually tell you which element of the list they're currently on and allow you to use that inside of your loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab for each item in list, and we're going to slap that underneath the procedure block that we just created. All right, now we can quickly work on renaming some stuff. So firstly, the procedure block here, instead of this, we can be like, we can call this convert to name list. All right, and then here where it says for each item, instead of item, you can also rename this. So for instance, I'll call this like, actually item does work pretty well in this application because we're buying like stuff on a shopping list, right? But you can call it like grocery or current fruit, depending on like what kind of list you're using, right? But for each item in list, all right? now the next part here is going to be a little bit different. So for instance, when we're doing this, you see there's actually an option here to put a list at the end of this for each item in list, right? Because we need to actually tell it what list it needs to go through. All right, so right here, we need to plug something in. All right, conveniently over here, we have just created a variable called item list. All right, and we set it to the value of everything in our shopping list. All right, and that is the list that we want to be iterating through. So we can actually just go and get global item list and put that on the end here. So it's going to be like for each item in item list. All right, and that's going to go through every single item in your shopping list one at a time. All right, and you'll see what that does in a sec. Okay, now one thing that we might need to do right now is put a new variable that we're actually going to be saving these names into. We need to make a new blank list, right? Because if we want to make a new list that's going to have all those items in it, just the names of the items, we need to make that outside of the method, and then we're going to be adding stuff to that list inside the method here. All right, so at the top here, right underneath where you say like initialize global item list, I'm just going to add a new variable, initialize global. Instead of item list, this is going to be called name list. All right, and I'm also going to make it an empty list. Actually, let me zoom in for you guys. This is probably a little easier to see. There you go. Is that better?
And that's the one you want to set in your screen initialization, right?
Why you don't initialize variables inside somewhere.
No. Like, did you see the piece of code that I actually snapshotted and sent you?
Where did you send it?
I think I used the messenger. And so that's the variable, the list that you're initializing, you have to use in your screen initialization. Look. See the last block?
The last block of the initialize?
Yeah, of the screen initialize. Set list view elements to that variable.
He sets it to that because his list isn't blank anymore. Like when he initializes, he right away.
He initializes the global list of items, right? And then he gets it when the screen.
Yeah, but no, that's not the problem. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Is everybody up to speed right now? Okay, everyone caught up? Yes. All right. Okay, so we can probably keep going. So the cool part about for loops isn't they're not just running. All right, do you have a question? No,
you're playing with the background, I think.
All right.
How did you invert that?
Okay, so the cool part about for loops, right, is that they're not only just running the code, the exact same code inside the loop over and over again. The best part about them is that you can actually tell like what element of the list you're on. So for instance, let me kind of try to visualize this for you guys. Right? If I had a list of fruits, I made this list, apples, oranges, bananas. Okay. Right? And then I ran a for loop for fruit in fruits. Now what would happen is when I'm running the code that's inside of this loop, right, it'll actually go through and at some point, this word here, fruit or item in our case, will at some point be equal to each of these fruits. All right. So this thing here, let me actually clear this. This word here that says item is not just a word, right? It's an actual variable that you can use inside of the for loop. All right. So for instance, if this is the first time I'm running this, it's going to be the first item in my shopping list, which in my case was cheese. All right. So it's going to select the cheese item. right? If it's the second time I'm running it, it's going to be, I don't know what the second item in my list is. It's fruit. So it'll be a fruit, right? The third time it's going to be apples. Fourth time it's going to be orange. Fifth time it's going to be cookies. Sixth, muffins, all right? And then a bunch of gibberish, all right? So we can actually use, depending on what item we're currently on, we can use that and just take its name and append it or add it to the end of name list. All right, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go here and we're going to find lists. All right, and you'll see here there's an option here that says add items to list. We're going to pull this out. And in this, basically, we're going to go through our list of items and we're just going to add the name of every item to our name list. All right, so the list we want to be adding to is called name list. So I'm going to go get name list. And the item we're going to be adding to is going to be, or the item that we're going to be adding is going to be the name of the current product we're on. All right, so that we're going to have to go into dictionaries here and use the command here, get value for key. All right, so we're going to get the value of something by the key that we have. All right, so I'll give you a second to get this, and then we'll talk about what we're going to actually do with this block.
Yeah, so everyone, actually it's 11:43. If you caught up, then you can take a little break, 5 minutes break, washroom break, get some water. And then after this, let's actually go through everyone's share screen and see what you guys got there, okay? Just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Okay. So, 5 minutes break. See you at 11:50. I see, did you have a question? I just noticed your hand was up. Yeah, okay, yeah. What was the question?
When I use my app, I see a bunch of items that I didn't put on. It just says name, product, item.
Oh, they're probably just blank items. Do you want to share your screen? I can take a look at your code.
Okay. Hosted table attendee screen sharing.
Try again. Oh, why does that happen?
Okay, now I can.
Oh, maybe I clicked it, sorry.
No, it's fine. If for some reason, I think Zoom had an update that makes it so that screen sharing by default is turned off for participants. Okay, I don't know why you have so many items here. That's one thing that you may want to.
Oh, that's probably.
But that's probably not the problem right now. Can you go and switch the screen to the other screen?
Because it happened before that. Oh.
No, okay, like go to the top.
Sorry.
Do you see where it says screen 1? Yeah,
Yeah.
switch that to item list. Okay, so here, your shopping list with capital S. Okay, okay, can you click back to screen 1? Asia, can you go back to screen 1? Like switch the screen. Okay, well, like right now it's not going to show anything because we have these elements commented out. So that might have been what was the problem. I don't know what else. Everything looks fine. Can you actually go back to the other screen one more time? I'll just take one final look. But everything did look relatively right here. Yeah, everything looks fine here. I think you're good. Yeah, just go back after we uncomment it. Hopefully it'll work. But for now, technically the app is not going to be working.
Eric is like a creature from another planet.
No, it just doesn't show my items.
It doesn't show your, yeah, right now it's not supposed to show, it's commented out.
Right.
The code is kind of broken right now. Until we finish it, nothing will work.
Well, it was before.
Yeah, but we keep adding stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
and yeah, when he adds new code, he commented something in the old code. So that's why it's not working now. Yeah.
Okay, is everybody back? I think Jaden's still gone.
We still have 1 more minute. Tim, Emily, I think wasn't with us last class. Can you maybe export your program and send to her so she can follow up? Yeah. Yeah, Emily, last class we started this new shopping list program. We finished the messenger. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's what had happened. It makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, Emily, the app has been sent.
Where?
Your email.
Okay, cool, thanks.
All right, welcome back. I think everybody's here. Probably. Yes. Hello. Okay.
Yep.
So where we left off, right? Basically, we have this block here, this method that's going to convert our item list to a name list that goes through our whole list. And basically, we just left off after adding this get value for key block. All right. So basically, what's happening here is we're going through every item on our shopping list, and we're taking and we're just trying to add its name to this name list. All right. But as of the moment, what we're doing is we are going through and we're trying to add something from that, from each of the items in the list to the name list. We need to actually specify what part of the name list we want, what part of the item we want to be adding. All right, so if we go and take a look at our other screen here, you'll notice that we have three kind of keys for each of our items, right? We have a name with a capital N, store with a capital S, and price with a capital P. So if I go back to my other screen here, it's going to say here, get value for key. And we just took a look at all the keys. So if I wanted the name of my item, I would need to give it the key to get that, right? And the key to get that was name with a capital N. So let's go here, and I'm just going to write get value for key, name, capital N. And then for the in dictionary part here, that's going to be the current item that we are on. So we're actually going to hover over this little item right here and say get item. Okay. So once you're actually done with this, this is basically the end of creating this convert to name list method. All right, essentially it goes through and it converts everything. One thing that we may want to change is before converting, we probably want to actually clear the list, because we may run this convert to name list method more than once in our app, right? So for instance, every time an item is added, we're probably going to run this convert to name list thing, right? And at this point, if somebody added a new item, you'd actually have a list of all of the items plus all of the items plus that new item, right? So that's going to be, it's going to show all the items more than once. So your parents might end up buying like 3 things, 3 of the same item for some reason. All right, so we do want to actually clear the list at the beginning here. So that's going to be our first step. Let's go variables, set name list to, it's a list, blank list, create empty list.
And how'd you get global item? So how'd you just get item?
It shouldn't be global item. It should be get item. Which part are you looking at?
Between name and not found.
Yeah, it should be get item. So what I'm looking at is, you see how there's like a for each item in the list? If you hover over item, you can get item.
Yeah, okay.
All right. If anyone else was also confused, that's how you do it. All right. So for each item, you can hover over item, get item, and pop that in there.
Okay. Aisha has a question. Yeah.
But let's say, so every time we, so every time that we go in.
Okay.
Azima's muted, so I don't think it's her.
No, but
Aisha, do you want to
Maybe
like,
type in
it out?
chat or
yeah, maybe type in chat, Aisha. Why would there be the echo though, too?
I don't know. Maybe she's like having her sound come out of the speakers and her mic somewhere else. I don't know.
If someone else is in her room also playing the same.
Yeah, but Azima's muted.
Yeah, but her computer is still producing the sound.
That is true.
So whoever's mic is unmuted will be picking up the sound from the other computer.
That's probably true. Aisha, are you nearby, Azima?
That's
That's
Might be
low.
it.
Yeah.
Case closed.
All right. Aisha, do you still have a question? Yes? Okay.
Yeah, she's typing it. Just select everyone, so we'll see your question.
Another option is you can just ask Azima to like turn her computer down for a sec. All right. Every time we go into this,
Don't do that. Yeah.
if we forget to put something, will it remove the list? If we Aisha, right now the list is cleared because we commented out some code here. So right now the code should not work. So if you're getting some weird bugs, it's because the code is literally broken right now. So that might be the problem. If there is still a problem later, let's kind of try to figure out how to implement this first, and then we'll try to fix all the bugs, because there might be some problems that are just like along the way right now. Okay. All right. So for now, yeah, let's just keep going, and we'll take a look at all of any bugs that anybody has at the end. All right. Just because right now there are going to be a ton of bugs. Like right now, if I run this code, nothing will work. All right. Okay, but we have this convert to nameless thing, all right? And we end up, so when we run this, right, we end up with the name list being full of the names of all the items in the order that they were actually appended. So that's kind of nice, all right? And now what we want to do is we just want to go under here, got value and data changed. And instead of setting list1.elements to get value, we can actually uncomment this now. So enable block, right? Instead of setting this to get value, right, what we're going to do is we're going to run this method first, So we're gonna say call convert to name list in front of both of these. All right, and then the second one here, where it says set list one dot elements to, we're going to set this part to this name lists variable. There you go. Global name lists. All right, let me give this a test actually, just to make sure everything is good. Oh, sorry. Okay. It does look like it actually works on my screen. So for me, now I actually see all the items nicely listed out. No problems with any of that.
And that the error disappeared?
Huh?
That error?
I don't want to test the error because if I try to add an item, it'll go off the code.
Oh, okay.
So I'll test it in a sec when everybody tries.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you make sure we can see the upper portion of your code, maybe? Can you fit the entire code in your screen?
Sure.
Just pull the upper, the one on the top there. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so let's give everyone some time to catch up, then test the program, and if there are any errors, we'll go through one by one and debug them, right? Aisha, yes. Can you, when you talk, you can ask Azima maybe reduce the volume on her computer? Yeah, that way there won't be the resonance happening, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried to add an item and it says not found.
It says not found. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Tim said yes, add item.
Give me a sec. Let me try.
Didn't you say if you add item, it will go off the code?
Yes. It works for me. It does still give the list view error, but like it shows up. It says I just added frogs and now they're on the list.
Yeah, we couldn't see that.
Yeah, you can't see it, but it is there.
My items show only the name.
Yeah, that's what we just did.
For me,
That's all the code we just added.
For me, it says not found.
Okay, so let's actually go and try to debug now. Can Areg, do you want to share your screen first? I'll try to take a look at that.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's not found, but I found something else, Eric, right? Found the background. Okay, you want to share your screen, Eric?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. It doesn't really, it doesn't give me an error, but it only, I know if it's
Okay,
somewhere.
so global name list, create empty list. Add items to list, item name. Okay, so it's probably fine. Okay, can you go to your other screen?
Screen, add item.
Okay, so you see on your screen, your key for the name of your item is called item. It's not called name.
Oh.
So you need to make sure you just have item with a capital I under.
So maybe others have the same issue.
No. Do you see where it says get value for key name?
Oh.
Replace that with item with a capital I.
Aisha, that's probably what you also had.
Yeah,
right?
I should share your screen. I'll take a look at what's up with yours.
No, if I refresh.
Tell
There
me
we
if that
go.
works.
Did it work, Eric, now?
Yep, it worked.
Okay.
Okay, with Aisha's, let's see. Can you show me the code?
Wow, I like the appearance. Good job, Bunny.
Okay, so see here, your thing is called product.
No,
Okay,
it's called
so can you
product.
go
It
back
has
to
a
the
spelling
other?
mistake. Wait, Tim.
What?
It has a spelling mistake. It's called product.
Yes, product.
So that's probably in the other one, it's called product. So just delete this
That might
U.
also be it. Yeah, so try to fix the spelling mistake here. There's not supposed to be a U before D.
Yeah, product spelled without U. Probably in the other one, you spelled it correctly, but here you added that extra U.
Okay, yeah, and now show me the other code. So go to screen 1. Here, no, see, yeah, here you wrote name, so that has to be product with a capital P. Product. Okay, there you go. Now tell me if that works.
My phone is a green screen.
Your phone is a portal to another place. Okay, so how are the others doing? Jaden, did yours work? Does it display the list?
Is Jaden frozen or just standing still?
I think he's frozen.
Jaden, can you hear us? Okay, Jaden is gone.
Okay, we'll get back to him. Let's ask Asya. Asya, how are you doing? Yeah.
Oh, Jaden's back.
Oh, there's Jaden back. Yeah. Okay, Jaden, unmute your mic. How you doing? Yeah. Can you see the list of products on your phone?
So, not exactly. So whenever I add an item, it doesn't appear.
Whenever you add an item, it doesn't appear. Are you using different devices right now?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to try to point your iPad at your screen and I can like take a look?
Wait. Let me see. So I have a black.
Just if you're coding on your iPad, just show it to us like this, okay?
Like, he's coding on his computer, so just point your camera towards the screen with the code.
The text color was default. I had a black outline. It had to be white. But now it can change to white. Okay, reset connection. Now let's see. No. So I have a black background, but the thing, so I have to change it to white, but I cannot change it to white.
What part is black? Is it the list view is black?
So no, the entire background is black, but okay, so the entire background is black. The text color is white, which is default. I cannot change it to white.
No, what the default color of the text isn't white. You have to. So Jaden, do you see my screen right now?
Yeah, it probably
So
has the same.
if I go to the list view here and I want the color to be white, I need to go here and see where it says text color. I need to set it to white, not default. I need to set it to white.
Yeah, I tried that like 5 times. It doesn't work. I click white, doesn't work.
Okay, and you can't share the screen to show it to us, can you?
Well, I can share the screen, but I can show you the screen.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Okay, well, that's not amazing. Let's
try to make sense out of it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So just
squint in here.
You want to maybe take a screenshot? It would be easier.
On my device, I don't think I can take a screenshot.
No. I'm asking team to do the print screen or something, so you can actually look at it.
On my screen or his screen?
On your screen. Just do the print screen. That way you'll see the static version of it and can zoom in, right?
Oh, what? No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's do the print screen.
No, I can't see anything here.
So what is not working? Can you try now going to change the color? Click on the element and change the color.
And then you click on the color, you find white, you press it, but it can't change.
Okay, maybe you're just not filling it with things. Can you go to your code and show me that?
So,
okay, guys, I think I know how we're gonna work with Was Jaden? Oh, okay. Can you, Tim, teach everyone how to export their program? That way he can email it to you and you can look on your computer, right?
The program or the code? He can just send me the code. I can look at that.
The code, yeah. Can you actually screenshot this and send it to Tim?
Not screen. Okay, so guys, what you can do is if you're on the coding screen, you can right click just in the blank space and click download blocks as image. All right. That'll save it all as like a PNG and then you can just send that to me.
Block as PNG.
Download blocks as image. There should be an option there.
Do you see that?
PNG.
No,
Actually, he stabilized his iPad, so maybe we can actually work with it now.
Well, I can't really read anything. It's very low resolution.
Tim,
Yeah?
are you supposed to have two when cloud.db one.data changed?
Okay,
have a what?
Jaden, did you understand how he asked you to actually right click and save the image?
Jaden, I'll show you again. Look, okay, let me share my screen.
One is supposed to be clouddb.got value.
Oh, wait, it's only one. Okay, thanks.
To create empty list and the other one as well. When end button dot click to open another screen name add items. Yes. And then when clouddb one got value do if get tag equals shopping list, then set global item list to get value. Call convert to name list, set list view one dot element to get global name list. Yeah. And then that's the same as the data change.
Okay,
So,
okay, Jaden, let's try another thing then. Okay, let's do this. Can you click my projects
my project.
and click this option here that says export selected project to my computer.
Okay.
Okay, and then can you email me the thing that just downloaded?
Yeah, so what Tim shows is how to actually exchange the projects, right? So how to send it. That's what he did. He actually exported it and sent it to Emily. That way she can open it in MIT App Inventor and actually
Have
Jaden,
an actual
Jaden,
green
do you have an
screen.
email?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, in that case,
So in that same computer where your MIT App Inventor, that once you did that, it will end up in the downloads folder, right? So
Jaden,
go
here is
from-
my email. Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at where your email is. I'm looking at the last one. Your email is Tim. Okay.
Yep. So his email actually on the top of his screen too. So, so did you find that file that was exported?
Have an actual green screen.
Tim, can you show how to look for the file that just downloaded?
If you're in Chrome or something, it should just be at the bottom here. Otherwise, you have to click into your file explorer, go downloads, and it should be the first one there.
Yeah.
So
the extension is what?
Attach file. You go to, I guess, downloads.
Yes, downloads. Tim, what's the extension of the file?
.aia.
Yeah. So that's the last three letters.
Okay, so
yeah,
when
attach
it's download, it's called shopping list app. Shopping list app.
So
Okay.
it would be on the top and it would have the ending AIA, right?
Do
you see it?
Okay, we're in the S area.
What browser are you using? Like, were you in Chrome? Oh, you found it.
Shoppinglist.aia.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, just attach that and send that to me.
Yeah, attach
Then
that.
it is on Gmail and then send.
Yes.
Send this message without a subject or a text
Yeah,
in
that's
the
fine.
body.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that's fine. Just send it.
Done.
Okay, perfect. Now Tim can actually have a look at your project and tell you where the error is. Okay, at the meantime, I think had a question. question too. Let's go to Asia. Maybe we can help her.
When my screen does this, it just says name of product, price, estimate, store.
You still have same issue where you have just blank list, right? Is that what's
Yeah.
happening? Yeah. Okay. Can you do the same actually?
What?
Can you export your project and send it to Tim or Emily?
Here, I can send my email in.
Wait, whose was it? Asia's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Asia, just share your screen. I can take a look.
Okay.
It's easier. It's more of a pain to
Easier,
do it
okay.
this way.
No, I thought you were busy with Jaden's.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay, let's
I
see.
still can't see Jaden's actually. I don't know if he sent it to the right email.
I think I'm sharing the wrong screen.
Okay, I see something. What do I see here? Okay, you didn't finish the procedure, and you didn't use the procedure. Oh wait, no. Okay, what is this procedure thing on the left?
On the left there,
Yeah, no. I'm talking. This is whose screen is this? This is Asia's screen. Asia, can you just delete that?
And I see you also have the same issue. You're calling the get value for key name. Is that the
No,
name?
okay,
of your-
that doesn't make sure that's not necessarily the same issue. Asia, can you go to your other screen? No, not that screen. Like I mean, like go to switch screen to item list. Yeah, see, hers is called name.
Hers is
Go
called
back.
name.
What's your problem? What's the issue you said?
It says name of product, price estimate, store.
Okay, go back to screen one. Okay. See, okay. Where it says set list view 1 dot elements 2, instead of get value, can you switch that to get name list?
Here.
Let me just. No, just leave that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Can you accept the remote control? Okay, there you go. See this? This needs to be name lists, and so does this one. All right. Let's try to refresh the connection. No. Okay. Do you want to try to connect your phone again?
Okay. Now I just can't add an item again.
You have an item? Wait, what happened?
I can't add an item.
What happens when you try to add an item?
This doesn't do anything.
Like the plus button doesn't do anything, or it doesn't get added?
And Jaden, I sent you the message in the chat. Can you?
Plus button is
I
added.
know.
I see. Let's try one more thing. Can you share your screen again?
The one that I
Sure.
sent.
Oh, I got the
What?
email from Jaden.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Jaden,
One-
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, Asia, can you click connect at the top?
Connect.
Okay, can you click reset connection? Okay, and now can you go connect and then select companion? But then I'm going to connect. Don't scan it yourself. Let me scan it.
Well, yeah. We can do that too, right?
It doesn't do the same problem anymore. Now I just can't add anything.
Okay, shop till you drop. Awesome. Add item. Invalid screen item list. Oh, okay. So here's your problem. Asya, can you click dismiss? Actually, let me just request remote control. Can you confirm the remote control thing?
If you can find it. Yep.
Okay, so your other screen is called item underscore list. Here you have it with a space. So when you click the add item button, it doesn't work.
And it's lowercase in there. Tim, it's lowercase.
That too. So you have to make sure that when you're switching screens, it's correctly switched.
I is also lowercase.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so now if you click add item, it takes you to the other screen. Let's try something. Let's just add a random gibberish item.
How can you delete items then?
How can you delete? You can't delete items yet. We haven't added that.
They don't add gibberish.
We will find a way to delete it. Don't worry. Okay, I can't see the item, so I think maybe your front end is just kind of messed up a little. This looks fine. Your header just disappeared.
Yeah, it always does for some reason.
Tim, can you maybe forward that Jaden's file to Emily? And while you're helping Asa, maybe Emily can have a look at Jaden's?
Emily, have fun. I have sent it to you. Okay.
I fixed it.
Oh, you
Because-
fixed it.
For like the key, I thought you meant like the, you know, like the labels and then the text box, they all have different names. I
Mhm.
didn't name them, and you did the exact same names, the exact same key as your name. So I thought it meant like the name of like the label.
Nice, good job. I'm very proud of you, Jaden. Yeah, good job. So you're good now?
Cool. So
Can you
Jaden figured
test it,
it out.
make sure?
I think. Let me just test.
Okay.
Test it, yes.
MIT AI2, and then
Mhm.
this is very slow.
You're doing great. Good job.
Okay. So here we have problem.
With code. Connecting, testing, render this. Please wait. Okay, so add item, name of product, sheet, name of store.
Okay, Asya. So I fixed the displaying of your items, but you had a problem on this end. You were using the labels as your text instead of the text boxes.
Mm.
So here you go.
Okay.
And
Team, name of store, market mall, estimated price, $3.99. Add to item list, and it doesn't show up.
It doesn't
it
show up.
doesn't show up.
Check
Emily,
the
can you check
value.
that?
Let me just do something. I'm going to make.
Emily, open his projects and first thing check the values.
Yeah,
and look
I'm
at-
pulling it up right now.
Yeah, okay.
List view. Oh no. let's
Now-
check the
Now let me try it. So,
Okay.
sheet.
Make sure the name matches what you named it in the screen, right?
And then money sign, $3.99. Add to item list. So the wait, I need to. Okay, I'm going to refresh. So add item, please. And then
I'm to go shopping. Love it.
What is
3.99.
happening with your front
Add to
screen?
item list. Still doesn't show up.
Okay.
weird. So I refresh the screen. The list is white. That's the background color. The text is black. But on the testing, it doesn't show up. The list view background is black, and the text color is also black.
Okay, I see it. It kind of works. I think it shows the item. It actually adds items now. All right, I think you can kind of do something with this. You're having some weird glitches on the front end, but I don't really know what's going on there. But yeah, it should work now. Okay. We still have about half an hour left, so we can add in a little bit more
Well,
functionality.
let's just make sure the others are okay. So,
Yes.
Azima, Aisha, how you ladies doing?
Whenever I try to add a item to my list, it always says that there's an error.
Well, what's the error? Does it just say list view 1 not found?
I think so.
Yeah, that happens.
Like
the error doesn't really mean anything.
Like I can't. It won't even show onto the list.
It won't show on the list. Now that's a different problem. All right, can you share your screen?
One sec, guys. Is Jaden just missing the whole? Oh, never mind. I found it.
She found it. It's fine. All right. Azima, can you share your screen? Okay. Shopity list. Is it always called Shopity list? Okay, that's fine. All right.
What is the problem with Jaden's code? Like, what's going wrong? What's not working?
We are not sure.
Well, what functionality doesn't work? Like, what is the error?
Can export the latest version of your code to Emily so she can compare, right?
No, I have the updated version. I'm just trying to figure out what the error is in Jaden's code.
Can you borrow the Android phone from your roommate and just check?
I don't have a roommate anymore.
All right. Yeah. So you can't actually test it, right? How about the emulator? Can you just test it on emulator?
I've tried the emulator, but for me it doesn't actually work. So just Jaden, when you run the code, how do you know that there's a problem?
It doesn't show it up. It's just that it's not showing up. So
it's not showing up.
Okay, can you check his screen 1 and see if the value he gave?
I refresh the companion screen with the background color being white and the text color being black. Whenever I do it and it goes back, the background color is not white and the text color I think is black or is just default.
So the problems with the color switching?
Probably. So the background color is right now set to white. If I go into MIT App Inventor, it's black.
Yes.
I thought you said you fixed that.
No, I said I only fixed like the name and then in the code, but I don't know what's going on with designer.
Oh, okay.
The list view is being really obnoxious.
Azima, can you give this a try and tell me if it works now?
Okay.
Tim, does yours switch colors? Is your app supposed to be a specific color?
Mine's just white with black text.
Yeah, if Jaden has an issue, we'll debug his next.
So that's what I'm saying. If Jaden has an issue, it's not going to be the same as Tim's code.
It's going to be a little bit different. Like the back end should be the same. It should be just front end that's different.
But the back end does look the same.
So then check his front end.
I am.
Check to see that the keys for the things are the same. Azima, does it work? It should give you an error, but it should still work afterwards, right?
It doesn't work.
What part doesn't work?
Like there is nothing on it.
Did you add an item?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check again. Shopity list, Shopity list, Shopity list.
Can you just test it on your own phone, Tim?
Shopity list.
Reset connection.
Show it a list. Okay.
I love Jaden's shopping list.
List.
Yeah, they're very creative.
Add item. Choose again.
And for the rest of the group, guys, give us yes if everything works, and give us help in the chat if you need help, so we know.
Dollar sign 3.99.
Azima, let me connect.
Add to item list. And there's nothing.
Okay, Aisha's work good. Hatia's was fixed. Eric's works, right? We'll hear back from a
Okay.
deal.
Potential problem is that your text color is white on white.
Mhm.
So everything is there. You just can't see it. There you go. Now it works. So one more thing I'm going to do for you. I'm just going to clear your shopping list before I go ahead because you have a lot of like errors in there. So I'm just going to add this clear tag. And then I'm going to refresh the screen once. What that's going to do is it's just going to erase everything.
Okay.
And now everything's gone. I'm going to delete this, and you can just use your app as if it's brand new. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Reset connection. Should work now. All right. Okay, is everybody else good?
Jaden, can you look at Jaden's, please?
Jaden's. Okay,
So
yeah.
I think this is gonna be the first time I need to share my screen for MIT App Inventor. So share. How do I do this?
You can share it through Zoom, but because you're using Zoom on different device, it's a little bit harder for you.
Okay, I'm just going to import his project, and we can figure it out from there.
Yeah, so the way we're going to deal with your
Shopping
box
list.
is through export, and Tim can actually show on
I
the
love to shop.
Me too. I'm
So
a huge.
Jaden, he's running your code right now. So this is your app,
Okay.
right?
So
The only thing I see is that he has white text on white background for the label.
Oh, wait, this is different. So on there, it's a black background and text color is default. On my screen, it's white
So
and it
Tim,
has
if you
black.
fix something, make sure you tell him so he fixes that on his end. as
I'm
well.
just poking around for a sec.
Okay.
Shopping list, name list.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because the back end looks good.
In the meantime, Adil, Gabe, can you let us know, give us some feedback about how your program works?
Okay.
Shopping
I guess
list?
that's fine. Let me connect. Okay, give it a second, and we'll take a look. Why would it do this? Someone sent a message.
I'm trying to understand if Adil and Gabe are okay, because if yes, then I think we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so see why he's not replying. And I believe Gabe said he had to step out, so hopefully he'll
Adil
be
says
back.
yes.
Adil says yes. Okay, good. Yeah, so we just need to hear back from Gabe. Yeah.
Shopping list.
Well, I'm here.
Okay, Gabe, your app, does it work? Do you need
Yep.
any help?
It works. Yep.
Perfect, great. Okay, so we're just gonna help Jaden then, and then we can move on.
I disconnected. This is so sad.
I think his problem isn't with the back end.
Yeah, I think
The items don't show up on the front screen.
Oh,
They don't look like they're there.
could it be the same issue that Asya had with labels and text?
No, because like his text is white and his background is black, which is
Yeah.
correct. But you can't even select items, which means there are no items there. Like, see, if I let's go here. Like, if I go under elements from string, well, I can't. If I add stuff, it'll override instantly. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think front end is fine. Something is going on here.
No, that's what I mean. Remember how Asya added different elements, or are you saying there are no elements at all?
There are no elements. Like with like Azima's, she had a bunch of stuff because I could scroll. I knew something was there.
Right, I see.
Let's see
Okay,
if we're
turn
working
it
now.
back to default background and default text color.
Go into the bathroom. Askia, do you have a question? What's up?
When I press any of my crackers or cookies or any of my items, I can't see the store or the price.
Yeah, it doesn't show that anymore. We haven't coded that.
Okay, cool.
Why would it do this?
There might be some spelling errors, Tim.
I haven't noticed anything.
No, because whenever I go and do it, it just doesn't show up. There's no errors that pop up on the monitor.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out.
Okay, wait, here it's shopping. And on this screen it's shopping with 2 P's.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's a spelling error, Jaden.
Okay.
Let me try it.
So you tag name shopping with 2 P's, right?
Ah, it works. Okay, there you go.
Spelling error, yeah.
Okay, Jaden, just fix the 2 P's and you're good.
Okay.
I'm out of here. Oh no, wait, no, I need to open it for mine.
Wait, what was Jaden's problem?
He had 2 P's when he was appending and 1 P when he was retrieving.
Spelling error, yeah.
Classic.
That was terrible.
Okay,
I always
good.
like that. You're missing like a comma somewhere and you spend like an hour searching for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keep
Anyway.
blaming no one.
It's just like that hollow test
Okay.
all over again from
Oh no, do you guys want to take a break real quick to recuperate your brain power? Or actually, no,
Okay.
that was just a break for you guys. I will keep going.
Yeah, no, we have just 25 minutes left, so let's
Right.
just continue and we
Okay.
can actually
Pretend that was your break. You're fine.
we'll
All right.
end 5 minutes earlier to give them that break and will allow us to switch to
you searching for like a deck of cards and it
Guys, I strongly recommend when you don't type the names that you already the variable names that you already have, copy paste them. Okay, that's another habit that programmers should always develop, because once you make a spelling mistake, it can take for ages to look for it. Okay, do not retype something that you already typed. Double click on it, Control C to copy and Control V to paste. That way you're guaranteed that it's the same name. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So let's continue.
Okay. So let's take a look at what we have. So we just made it so now we only see the names over here. I think what we can try to add in the last 25 minutes, or the first thing we can try to add, is a little price estimate. And then perhaps what we'll do is we'll make it so that if you select an item and click like a button that says like show more or tell me more or something, we can try to activate that. And then it'll like tell you the full information about everything, and that'll be on like a separate screen. Or we can do like a little sidebar here. That might be cool too. But on that note, the first thing we need to do is we actually need to put a label where we can display like the full price of the item or the total price of the list. All right. So let's go here and get this label and put it at the bottom. Okay. Again, this part is up to you how you want to format. All right. So you can select your own font size. Right. I'm going to go like 20 probably. And then give it a text. Okay. You're going to give it like dummy text for now because we're going to set it again in the program. But here you're gonna write something like total price $0. All right, and you can make it look dramatic if you want to make it bold, italic. Bam. Okay, I don't know. This part's up to you guys, right? Again, let your inner creativity flow, and you can get creative with this. All right, has everybody added this label? Everyone's
Yeah, I
good
just
with
need
this?
to make the font bigger.
My thumb
20,
disappears.
Yeah. Now I'm good.
Awesome. All right. So this part was the easy part. Now let's get to the hard part. Let's actually add in this, the logic to get this total price. All right. This logic is going to be quite similar to how we did this convert to name list thing. But instead of adding the names, we're going to be adding the prices together. All right. So let's start by creating a new variable. All right. Over here with all of our other variables. And we're going to call this total price. Or I'm going to make it camel case, total price. And by default, set it to be a number, right? Not a string, and make it 0.
Okay.
Right.
Wait.
And now basically we're going to create a nice big method, just like this one, that's going to just take this total price variable, and instead of having it at 0, it's going to set it to what the total price of the list is. All right. It's going to be quite similar to how we did this one, like surprisingly similar. So what we can actually do is we can take this and copy the entire method, the entire thing. All right, but instead of convert to name list, we can call this like calculate total price. All right, something like that. Again, this part's up to you. Since it's a method, you can't really miscall it. This is not like a variable. Calculate total price. And now here we're gonna have to do just a little bit of modification to like make sure this is gonna work for our new price system. All right, so instead of global name list resetting to an empty list, we're gonna have total price reset to 0. I'm gonna make sure that happens. All right, the next thing we want to do, we're still going to go through each item in the list, so that part is going to be the same. But instead of adding item to list, you can save this get value for key thing and this. But instead of this, what we're going to do is we're going to go under math here, and we're going to basically say we're going to set global total price to, you can get that variable by copying or hovering or going to variables, right? Set global total price to, and we're gonna do some math here. All right, we're gonna do addition. We're just gonna say get global total price, and we're gonna add get value for key But instead of name, right, guys, just like this part, just try not to make the same error as last time. Make sure you're putting the exact way you spelt it over here. So for me, I spelt it price with a capital P. If you spelt it differently, don't copy mine. All right, go find what you actually did here. So price, capital P, that's what I did. So I'm gonna go here and say find the value for price, capital P, under get item. And if it doesn't come back, instead of returning an empty string, I'm actually gonna return the number 0. Okay, now this might give me a little error. We'll see if it does, but if it does, we'll try to solve that together. And then we'll talk about why we get that error. All right, basically here you go. We have calculate total price, and you see all it's doing is it's going through every item and it's just adding on the price of that item to the total price, right? Until you end up with a variable that's just all of the prices added together. All right, which is very good.
Can,
Mine just doesn't calculate the price. I think that's good.
Right, yeah, no, so the next thing we need to do is we actually need to just make sure that we're doing this, like we're updating the price that's shown there that says total price. We need to make sure it actually says the total price other than just saying 0. Because right now it's just hard coded to 0. All right, so just give me like a thumbs up or say yes when you finish all of this code, and we can move on to the next step.
Yes.
All right, in the chat you can say yes.
Don't we set the label to text to then to the global price?
Yeah, basically that's what we're gonna do.
Total
So
price, I mean.
So what we're gonna do is under here where it says data changed and got value, we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna say procedures, calculate total price, procedures, calculate total price. All right, you'll notice we're doing the same thing here. So that's probably the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna turn this into a procedure.
Okay, let's get a feedback from everyone. I only see Azia
That's
and Adil.
what I just did.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Azima, Aisha, how are you ladies doing? Make sure to ask for help if you guys need help.
Oops.
Okay, never mind.
Can you go more to the left?
For
Yeah,
me,
to
it
close the
says
code.
there's an error.
Can
there's
you
an
show the
error
entire
somewhere.
code, please? Tim?
Okay, open the code.
No, just scroll. Yeah, scroll to the left so
Oh.
they can see the entire code. More. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just give us yes if everything works so Tim can move on.
Not everything. It says I have an error.
You have an error?
Kinda. It shows down there that there's an error sign, and there's one.
What? I don't know why my phone isn't really working.
Okay, ours doesn't work. Okay, so let's.
Because I'm not done yet. You interrupted me halfway through.
So it's not supposed to work? It says,
Well, no, it doesn't do anything yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not done. So after calling calculate total price, basically all that's happened is we have a variable now that actually has our total price, but we're not doing anything with it. So to actually finish the code, let's go here and get that label that I just added. I'm actually going to rename this label to be called the price
I did that.
label. Yeah, then I'll take a look at yours in a second, Ariel. But yeah, we're going to call this price label, and basically we're going to take this and we're going to set price label.text to join total price space, and then we're going to join it with the join it with this total price variable. Get total price. Okay, I don't think, is there a convert?
Calculate total price.
Oh, I want to change my token because I accidentally once put a price that was a letter, and then.
You can just clear the tag.
Oh, okay. So that's how we do it.
We may get an error here still. Let me actually
It's
run
probably
this.
like Python. I don't think they want you to convert string to value.
It probably will.
It probably won't. It should be user friendly like Python. Right?
No, okay, but you still can't add strings, add number strings.
Join.
We may run into that problem. Well, let me
You're trying to add them. Well, like Python, it would actually convert it to a number, right? If it recognizes as a number.
No, you have to explicitly
Right.
say it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I got a little error there. All right. Let me see if you guys saw that. If I go back here, you'll see. Right, what was the error? The operation plus cannot accept arguments TUFI. So actually here, what happened is I have one of my items.
Let's actually see if they can guess it. Like, guys, why do you think Tim is getting this error?
It's a different problem, but yes. So yeah, one of the items that I added to my shopping list, actually, I was just putting in gibberish. So the price of it was a word.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear all my tag real quick. So under initialize, I'm going to add clouddb dot clear tag, and I'm going to clear the tag shopping list. And then I'm just going to refresh my companion screen, which is just going to clear everything, and then I'm going to delete this.
What?
All right. Now, if I go ahead and add more stuff, if I say cookies from Safeway for $5, the total price still does not work. So there might be a different problem somewhere.
Is it the string that it's trying to add the strings? Is that what's the message?
That might be it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a message though. It's not getting an error. Let's try something else. For Apple from Walmart for $20. Okay. Total. That's a different error. Total price did not update.
Hey, my total price works.
Does yours work?
Yeah.
So yours one adds them, right?
What?
Yours one actually adds the
Yeah.
numbers? Okay, so what did you do differently?
Nothing.
This is what I'm missing here.
I just
Yeah,
didn't.
it works now. It works now.
Started working.
Sorry, I just didn't put the price label under got value. There you go. That should work now. So I have my total price 25, and you don't actually have to do any string conversions. So it is.
It's nice. Yeah. Okay. So guys, so let's everyone put the code, catch up, and let's go do the debugging we have only 10 minutes left. So we want to make sure that this is the last feature we're going to add today, but we want to make sure it works on everyone's code, right? App. So give us yes if you can total and can see actually the total on your screen. Give us help if you need help, and we'll just pull you one by one, and Tim will debug your code. So I'll ask probably one by one. Yeah, Asia needs help, Azima needs help. Okay, Asia, let's start with you. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Guys, make sure to put, when you clear tag, set the total price to 0 because.
Yeah, I didn't check out.
Get global nameless. So what's the? Oh, okay. See, so I think you have two data changes. Let me request remote control. Asya, can you accept? Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Thank you.
Mine doesn't really work.
Mine also doesn't work.
So when I add something, I tell it the price. For in this case, cheese total, and then I say price
Wait,
0.99.
Tim.
It says the
Okay.
total price is 0.
Wait, no,
Okay.
never mind.
Jaden, can you do that exporting one more time and email it to team? Because it's easier
Okay,
that way.
Adil, what'd you say?
My
No,
project
I was looking at
project
convert to
is my
nameless.
computer.
Okay. Asya, can you try to see if this works now?
Okay.
Jaden, let's use the chat.
All right, who else was having
Can you
problems?
scan the QR code again?
Jaden.
No, wait.
I don't have any problems.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I think it's time for it to end, or should we make it to 1 o'clock?
It says the total price is 8, so I think it's working.
So okay, yeah, that means it's good. Awesome.
The
All
guy
right.
can find.
I'm gonna stop sharing your screen. Who's next? If you want us debugging, just share your screen and I'll take a look. Yeah, Aisha, you can go
It
ahead.
doesn't work. Okay.
okay. So reply. I am going to a text file, and I
Okay,
am
so
going to find the
Aisha has some problem. Let's see.
here.
Aisha,
Aisha, what's the problem?
So
I'll calculate total price.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when I'm like adding a new item, since I already had items before, it says like there's an error. Like I'll show you.
Tim. Tim.
Yeah,
first
Adil,
of all,
what's
your
up?
or if
It-
not
it
found
says-
should be 0 instead of not found for total price.
That is true, yes.
That one, yeah.
There's an error
You gotta set to a
somewhere.
number,
No,
number
this
0,
is
not
a
a string.
string. Yeah, there you go. Just copy paste the one that's in. Oh yeah, do that too. That's fine too.
Mine doesn't show the price anymore. Hello.
Whose doesn't show the price anymore?
Mine.
Okay, we'll take a look in a bit. Hold on.
Tim, can you forward Jaden's to Emily if you get it?
My price is still at 0.
You guys we have 4 minutes left. It's 11. It's 12:56.
Okay, so
So it's same gibberish thing, right?
yeah, no, Aisha, so what happened here? Let me actually try to do something.
Yeah, clear the thing like you did for yourself. You got the same error, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna clear it. Okay, when you're adding items, just make sure you don't put a $sign. All right, just put a plain number, and then I'm gonna go and just.
Yeah, like ideally,
Oh, okay.
we would want to have the data sanitation here, right? But because it's kind of complicated layer, where because we don't have it, you want to be careful how you enter it.
Okay, mom. Estimate of price 3.99. Add to item list.
If you enter the number with $sign, it cannot understand it as a number. It understands it as a text, right? And then it cannot add the text.
Any I didn't put any number sign. There's 2 cheese now, and it still says total
Okay.
price 0.0.
Aisha, can you connect?
Jaden, did you send the file to team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forwarded it to Emily.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll
Emily,
check
are
it
you
out.
looking at it?
Okay.
Here, I'll take a look.
Okay, so Jaden, Emily will help you in a minute.
Where is my email?
No, I'm just gonna put a clear button.
Yeah, if you can do that too, because
Okay.
if you have any.
Designer button. Whoops, that's drag button over there.
Okay, so Aisha, just wait. I'm gonna do this, and now
And
we need to
then
delete that, and now we're gonna do this, and now add items, but just make sure their price is just a number. Okay, and let me know if it works. You can too see the price anymore.
I cannot.
Did you accidentally add an item with a dollar sign?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep. Even doesn't even show a dollar sign at all.
Are you getting an error?
Nope.
Total price is 0.
Doesn't even show total price.
Okay, guys, it's 12:58. We unfortunately have to cut because we have another class.
Oh God.
So,
Sorry about this.
Okay, I guess in our regular tradition, we will start next class with debugging.
with debugging, yeah. We'll start
Right.
next class debugging your code, guys, okay?
Oh.
So try to debug it yourself. The thing that Tim tried, he cleared the bucket and then he made sure he's entering the numbers without any dollar sign or anything, right? And Tim, how do we do this? Can you maybe send the screenshot to everyone so that they can actually compare their code? Oh, guys, we have the video recording, right? So you guys can do that. We will
I
post
can't
it
find
again.
it.
The video recording?
Find the recording.
You never can find the recordings. Tim, can you share the link, please?
Okay.
Okay, and Tim, just if you download the picture that he sent, so that's your back end. You can compare what you have to what he shows here, and all the videos, Tim always uploads them to the unlisted channel that we have on YouTube, and yeah, so he can share the link to that. Make sure to go and rewatch the class, maybe pause and compare to what you have, right?
Yeah, here's the YouTube link.
Yep. Okay. So I see you okay now?
I'm just gonna copy the link first.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
So-
open the link. You can click on it, copy it, do something, because we are gonna end the call in like right now. So we do have to head out. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Okay.